أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh once again. So, as I said, I'm very happy to be here this evening, and especially, so the final count is $90,000, so that's very good, but still less than what you were expecting, so if you can add to this, it will be very good. Barakallahu fikum jami'an. So, I was asked to say something about Islam and human rights and to speak about all this. And by coming here, I just was listening to what was said about all these stories of people here in the United States of America facing, in fact, injustices and wrong accusations. And when last December, I met Abu Ratib's family in Canada. We were all together, and then I heard about the whole story, and they are here this evening with us. It's just sad. It's just unbelievable that we can treat people with such commitment for justice and dignity and to be put in jail because they are, yes, supporting the Palestinians, because the Palestinians are oppressed today, and they are just helping people to get more education and justice and to find them in jail. It means that it's an ongoing struggle for all of us, and it's really important for us to come back also to a deep understanding of our commitment as human beings, but also as Muslims. Because I really don't want to distinguish between the spiritual dimension, the essence of the Islamic teachings, and this struggle. Because what we have now, and be careful with this, it's a new fashion. You have people coming to you saying, you know what, there is this true Islam, which is spirituality and even Sufism. And these are other activists that they are far from understanding the essence of Islam. They deal with politics and power and justice and social issues. They are not really understanding the very meaning of Islam. This is more politics, and this is the true Islam, which is your heart and be close to Allah. While you just tell them, look, come back to the essence and to the model. لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. So the best model is the Prophet ﷺ. Was he talking about your heart for getting the poor? What was around? Who were the people who were around his mosque in Medina? What was he doing when he started? You know, when he arrived after struggling and a passive resistance when it was in Mecca. He arrived in Medina and said to the people, "Ifshu salam, at'imu at-ta'am, silu al-arham, sallu wal-nasu niyam, tadkhulu al-jannata bisalam." But he said this, Ifshu salam is spread peace, and then at'imu at-ta'am. You have to care for the poor people. And this is between what? Ifshu salam wa sallu wal-nasu niyam. Pray while the people are sleeping. So there is a connection between the way you are with your own heart during night and the way you are with justice and the poor people during the day. So anyone who wants to separate between exactly what Abu Bakr as-Siddiq was saying, the one who is coming to me, separating between praying and giving zakah, I will struggle against that, because this is distorting the very essence of Islam. So we have to come back to this. Not by being completely, activist and forgetting the essence, and not by coming back to the essence by forgetting the people around us. To be close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to be close to God, is to serve the people. And the best among you is the one who is the best for the human beings. So this is the very essence of our religion, and we have to come back to this. Because at the end of the day, it's not only for us Muslims to remember the very essence of our religion, but what we are in this country, what you are as American Muslims, should be a contribution to the United States of America. Come back to the essence, come back to the values, come back to the objectives, come back to the dignity of what it means to be a human being and be a contribution to this country. So anyone who is coming to you and telling you, you know what, you Muslims, you have to integrate, you say, no, it's not enough for us. Integration is over, now is contribution. Now this is the time for us to contribute, to give something to the country. But by doing this, we have to come back to the essence of our religion. And this is why sometimes some of our brothers and sisters are right by saying to the Muslims, you are so obsessed with the image that you want to give to the people that you forget about the essence of your religion. You want to please and you forget to be. But know something, as a Muslim, when you are going to be true Muslims, understanding the very essence of Islam, you cannot be but respected by the people. They're going to respect you, because this religion is about dignity and respect, self-respect, confidence, and giving to the people. So let me say a few things about this, which is quite important with our understanding. And very often, when we have this discussion on human rights, we still have very simplistic, and this is the first point of my introduction, very simplistic take on the discussion. Now some people are saying, you know, we are talking about rights coming from Allah, coming from God, and this is not exactly the same as the human rights coming from common rationality. It's as if, you know, what is coming from rationality is not really Islamic. And you should say to the Muslims, no, you are responding in a very simplistic way to this question. Because that's wrong. We don't have a problem with rationality as Muslims. Because many things that are coming from common rationality are Islamic per se, by essence, they are Islamic. We don't have this, you know, conflict between faith and reason, rationality and revelation. Exactly the opposite. When you understand what was the understanding by some scholars of Nurun ala Nur, the light of the revelation coming to find the Nur of your heart, the light in your heart and your mind. This is why Abu Hamid al-Ghazali, I'm talking here about the 12th century, not after Descartes in the 17th century, 12th century, saying, الرسالة وحي خارجي والعقل وحي داخلي. Meaning that your mind is an inward revelation. And the revelation of the Quran is an outward revelation. فَنُورٌ عَلَى نُور. What is going to come from your rationality is part of Allah's revelation. Because what He put in your mind is not coming from nowhere. He wants the good for us. So your rationality, the common rationality, is going to produce something. This is why the scholars from the very beginning, and the first one, Malik, when he was talking about things that were not in the Quran, silence, because the Quran was not talking about everything, giving direction to everything, but not all the details. He was talking about what? Al-Masalih al-Mursala. Al-Masalih al-Mursala are these things that are not in the Quran, but they are giving to you to find the right solution, because you have the light coming from the Quran, and now you have to use the light in your mind. So we don't have this distortion, this discussion about, oh, because you are coming to talk about human rights, we are not going to talk about this. We don't have these kind of things. We understand that there are many routes going to the same direction. Going to the same direction. It's like a mountain. Many routes, and we are going to the top of the mountain. And we can find shared universal values. You come with rationality, you are not scared. We come with revelation, and our revelation is just confirming many things that are coming from common rationality. And this is why in the Middle Ages, and what is in fact the best contribution of the Muslim minds, not only philosophers, because it's wrong. You know, it's very, once again, simplistic when we have now people saying, you know what, the great contribution of Muslims with Ibn Rushd or Ibn Sina, philosophers, is just they were coming with rationality. We forget that, in fact, even in the legal ground, the Muslims were coming with great contribution. In the Middle Ages, this kind of, you know, separating Huququllah, which are the rights of God, with Huquq al-Nas, which is the right of the people. The way we have to deal with this is something which was part of the Islamic legal tradition.